say 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's give her something to talk about. Something to talk. Let's give him something to talk about. Yeah. Something to talk.
Hello, how nice of you to join us for another edition from season 2 of The Secret Lives of Adults. My name is Kojo Yankson.
Mine is Enima Enimado for now.
For now, eh?
Yes,
Yeah.
you just never know.
Yes. From week to week.
Wow.
We are so grateful to Comfort Productions for putting this all together. And of course, our thanks go to Oak Plaza Hotels and Suites. These guys are the most gracious hosts. And of course, their hotel is fabulous.
Yes,
We're having a wonderful time here. Yeah.
All right.
Kumasi next, maybe?
Yeah, Kumasi next. Definitely. Love to do that.
Yes. Oh, this was by Black ID. You like it?
Black ID, I do love it. Very nice.
Good.
Very, very nice.
All right, then. What
Jumping
are we talking
into
about
it,
today?
love and friendships.
Love and friendship. You know, I've always had a question about that. Would you be okay with your man having a female bestie?
No, it's a non-negotiable for me.
Oh, wow.
She's got to go.
Why?
If she exists, she has to go.
So if you meet a guy and his best friend is already a female, you are not interested in that situation whatsoever.
At all.
No matter who she is or their relationship, or no matter how willing they are to play
Bring
by
me into their
no,
circle.
but because it's their circle. You've only just joined.
I don't want to be with a man who has a circle. Like, as in that kind of circle.
You only want like penis circles.
No, I'm not. I don't think that a man can't have female friends. But best friend? Like, best friend as in, we talk every day, I make my decisions with you, you know me better than I know myself. You know, that kind of level of, like, you're my safe space. Nah,
So in order for you to agree to date this man, he must get rid of his best friend.
He must downgrade her position in his life, yes. Because otherwise, I don't stand a chance. I don't stand a chance, and I'll tell you why. Relationships are hard, right? I think relationships are harder on men than they are on women. So I entered this space with a guy who has a female best friend. And having a female best friend is as fun as having a male best friend. Because you have a friend without with all the good emotions, without the bad emotions or the difficult things. So having an opposite gender best friend is almost like a relationship, but with just the good stuff. So this is what I'm coming to compete against. It means that her opinions of me will matter, even though her opinions of me will be based on what you tell her. It means that she's protective of you, which means that if she does not understand me or does not have the capacity to understand me, then every time you run to her with a problem that we have, she's never going to see where I am coming from. Do you get what I mean?
But you might have these same problems if his best friend was a man.
Yes, probably, but then he's a man.
So why is that okay?
So then they are men. There's no... It's a bit different. There's no competition and there's no chance of sex and all of that. Because I think that when men feel safe, it can be easy for them in difficult times to fall into a sexual relationship with this, best friend person. And it's also a strategy many women have used to get the guy. Be his friend, be his peace, be his safe space, be the one he comes to when he has relationship problems. And you never know. Next thing you know, we're in bed together and it's like, okay, well, why am I not with you if you're this amazing? Except that it's funny because when you sleep with your best friend and you get into a relationship with her, then you discover she's like every other woman. You actually lose, I don't know if you get what I mean, you actually lose that best friend element, which was what made her fun, because, there was no, there were none of those emotions.
So to be clear, you would expect a man who is interested in you to give up his most important relationship for you when he has no idea whether or not you will be a suitable replacement.
Yes.
Whether you will even be a good girlfriend. Forget about being a replacement as in best friend.
Yes.
But whether or not you will even be a good girlfriend.
Yes.
He should still give up his most important relationship for you.
Yes.
How are you able to make that sound fair?
But it's not about being fair, Kojo. It's, how do I put it? Let's look for a good analogy. It's not give up your most important relationship. But if you've met me and you think we have a chance at something good, then you are going to give up things that may prevent us from getting to the something good. And those are the reasons I've given you in my previous statement, is that once there is somebody, another woman in your life who gives you that female energy and female acceptance, it means that when we have conflict or when you're not getting that kind of acceptance from me, you'll go to her. And so your relationship with her will affect whether we are able to work through the necessary changes that will make us fit better. Because you see, what a female bestie will do
Why
is...
must there be changes?
Because
in order for it to fit better.
No, because even if you and I, this is what I believe, and I may be wrong, even if you and I meet and we are like perfect, right? As long as men are from Mars and women are from Venus, there'll be some slight tweaks that you make, not changes, maybe changes, adjustments, adaptations. Because I'll have my quirks, you'll have your quirks. Do you know what I mean? And you know how they say is the little foxes that ruin the vine. So, for example, maybe you like to cook your rice a certain way. I like to cook my rice a certain way. Eventually, it's rice, right? But these things have the power to irk you so much. You know, these little things. So instead of us saying, okay, this is how we're going to try and figure out how to cook the rice so that we can both live with it, you may then dig your feet in the sand and say, this is how I cook my rice. This is how my best friend, she doesn't see why I have to change the way I cook my rice. So then it's almost like you have this unconditional person in your corner, so you can't.
I understand that, the cooking rice is just an analogy. It's not, because I suspect that the real examples that would make it, make it resonate would be big deal-breaking decisions, not how you cook your rice.
Yeah, but I mean, that was just an example.
So I get that, and I'm keeping that in perspective. Because in truth, deal breakers are things that should be settled even before a relationship begins. Yeah. It's not the kind of thing that you need to adjust in order for a relationship to work. By definition, a deal breaker is something you don't adjust on. Okay? So this is what you fundamentally believe. It's a deal breaker to be with someone who will not allow you that belief.
Yeah.
Okay? So what I'm saying is, by the time you decide that you want to be with someone, those important decisions ought to have been made anyway. Right? It's not the presence or absence of his female best friend that will now determine whether or not you can break his deal breakers.
I get you, but that's one aspect. But I'm talking about ongoing things. So, for example, you and I start dating. You have a regular routine of going out with your female bestie every Friday night. It's something that maybe you've been doing for the year and a half that you've been single. Suddenly, I'm in the picture. Maybe some Friday nights, I want to go out with you, and it becomes subject to her permission of if it's okay with her. I don't like, and maybe this is personal, maybe I don't like what happens in my relationship with someone to be at the, what's the word, like at the permission of a third person.
Behest.
At the behest of a third person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe I want you to go and do something new on a Friday night, but you're hesitant because it will hurt her feelings because you usually go drinking with her on Friday. That may be something that may come up later in the I don't know. It may come up a little bit later.
That
so then
could
how
quite
do
easily happen with a male best friend as well. If he has a male best friend.
The thing though is that I find that men, Charlie, like you they come now, I know they come. Charlie, me them, you dear, you fool, or you get woman now, you become like they insult you, They've gone drinking, they don't care. But a female best friend is a little bit more emotionally, because you see that the male-female best friend thing has a certain emotional dynamic, especially on a female side. So it's funny because one of my best friends is a guy, right? So yes,
really?
Yes, one of my best friends is a guy. We're both
Double standards much?
No. But I think we've navigated it very well because we kind of got married at the same time. My daughter is his goddaughter. You know, I know his family very well, and maybe it's also the adult way of dealing with it and understanding that.
Would you give him up for your new boyfriend?
My new boyfriend wouldn't have to ask me to give him up.
Why not?
Because he does not interfere in the everyday.
Who is determining?
No. And I'm saying that from my point of view of what I will ask for from someone.
Yeah, but that's not the same thing someone will ask for from you.
Okay, I get it. Will I give him up
so
completely?
If he says, look, I don't want you to have a male bestie.
Then that's fine. Then I won't have a male bestie. Will he still be my friend? I mean, this is funny for me because he doesn't live in Ghana. You know, he lives with his family in the US.
Still.
I see him a couple of times. We don't even talk, often. But of course, when there are big issues, I will call him. And he's been my friend since KNUST days.
So that's a man you call to discuss big issues?
I don't call him to discuss big issues. Most of the time, I call him when I've messed up.
Yeah, that's
like
a big issue.
At the end,
that's a big
he
issue.
comes in to fix it. But
that's still a big issue.
Fundamentally, he is not. And again, Kujo, I think it depends on the person because I'm not the kind of person who makes decisions with other people.
I get all of that. The point is, this person is playing a certain role in your life that your man might want to play.
So he should play. If you're going to play, why not? I'll give him up.
You'll give him up?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. Now, you see, I've done all of this debating with you whilst actually in the back of my head, I agree with you.
I know.
I agree with you that it is a recipe for disaster to be in a relationship with a woman whose best friend is a man.
Yeah, and the other way.
And the other way around. I mean, I'm going to say it from my perspective of the relationship. So if I'm dating a woman whose best friend is a man, but my reason is a little bit different from yours. Mine is quite straightforward. He wants to sleep with you.
I was going to say that, yeah. Well, my best friend doesn't, but yeah. And the thing is, he's not actually he's one of many. He's one of many.
Look, I don't know this guy. Okay,
how about when a male best friend becomes like a brother? Is that possible?
Oh, God. You are changing the label quickly just so you can keep it in the fridge.
No, I'm asking you.
Listen.
Because if you've been friends with somebody for 25 years and they've never made a move.
Listen to me carefully.
Wow.
Look, the only reason why a man will pursue, and when I use the word intimate, I don't mean intimate sexual.
Yeah, I get it, but a close.
Will pursue a close relationship with a woman where his relationship with her is above his relationship with others. Only reason is he wants to sleep with her.
Okay.
Look, when men say this thing to you, I mean, have you not heard it enough times for you to start thinking to yourself that maybe I should believe it?
What?
Because so many of you women don't believe when men tell you that your male best friend wants to shag you.
No, I believe you.
Like it is a fact of biological certainty. Look. God. Look.
Okay, this is deep.
First of all, if a man doesn't find you physically attractive,
he's not going to be your friend, is he?
He's going to be like, you are going to be among his friends.
Yeah.
But he's not going to be picking up the phone to call you about serious things. I'm sorry. But that thing, it is connected directly in our minds to attraction, intimacy, attraction. It works together. We don't get intimate with people we are not attracted to. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. In fact, for us, it's actually that one first. The attraction first before the intimacy can follow. Right? And I mean, how many times you hear us talking about men are visual. So suddenly, as for you, dear, as for this man, he doesn't see you. He doesn't see you. He only sees your wonderful caramel spirit inside. And that is all he cares about.
The spirit had to be caramel?
I mean, it's like, the thing inside the chocolate.
Yeah.
So suddenly, for some reason, just because you want this man to remain your friend, you are telling yourself that he doesn't see you physically. That he just wants to be your buddy. No. No. And especially, look, have you ever met a guy who says to you, I'd like to be your friend? I bet it happens like every day, right?
Yeah, but you always know it's just like a
Are you
doorway.
sure you always know?
Yeah.
Because you turn some of them into your besties. Look, unless the guy is gay, just understand that he wants to sleep with you. And so the discomfort your boyfriend will feel about your closeness to him, it's not even about you. He may trust you 100%. But why would he want you around someone who is looking for an opportunity to sleep with you?
Yeah.
Why would he want you there?
I get it.
Right? And look, it doesn't matter that he hasn't hit on you for 20 years. It does not matter. It just means that the way he wants it to happen hasn't happened.
But if it does?
You go shock. If you like, pick up your phone and call him. Tell him that, look, I've been having some weird dreams, and suddenly I've started thinking about you in a very sexual way. I've started to wonder what it would be like if we were to have sex. Bring yourself and see what he will say.
So I have a confession.
Confess away.
I don't know if I want to say it though.
Say and be free. The secret lives of adults. Let
So
out
a
some
few
secrets.
years ago, there was a space when I was single, and I said to this very good friend of mine that Okay, that I wanted us. So I called him and I was like, I think we should have sex.
Okay.
Because I want to know from an objective point of view what it feels like to have sex with me.
So this was market research.
Yeah, like market research, but obviously with somebody I trust, who I've known for it was a moment of just whatever anyway.
So you wanted sex for feedback.
I wanted sex for feedback, yes. Because I said, okay, I want to know.
The way she's even agreeing with...
Because it's true. That was the conversation. I said, I want to know what it feels like to have sex with me. I want to know the feedback, of how I move, how I do this, how I do that, so that I could be better.
Were your regular sex partners
No,
lying to you?
I feel like no. I mean, with my husbands and stuff, it's like, oh, this is my wife, so I love you, and men can be kind. So, and I also feel like once your husband has an orgasm, that's all that matters at the end of the day. It's like, I came, whatever.
But best friends continue to think
I wanted
logically
to have
after orgasms.
a skill, evaluation.
What did he say?
He insulted me. And just moved on with life.
And this was like a bestie?
Yeah, this was like this one person who... So I have I have 4 or 5 really close friends. Okay, so maybe he's not like a one bestie. I have 4 or 5 female very close friends, and then there's him who I kind of grew up with.
Does he consider you a bestie?
I'm one of his close friends.
Okay.
The same way he's one of my... So that's what I'm saying. It's not like, we are each other's. We're very close. It's been over 20 years of friendship.
But you were friends from childhood, right?
We're friends from KNUST.
Okay, KNUST.
That's about 17. And it's gone on till now. So, it's not... But I said this to him, and he really insulted me. He was like, you are very foolish. You are very, 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 very foolish.
So he's clearly not sexually attracted to you.
That's what I'm saying.
Your friendship probably was a situational friendship. You were both going to the same school, or you were
and then
in the same
we were
course,
we were
so you became friends.
And then
So
as
it
the
wasn't-
years have gone by, but he's been a big part of my life.
Still situational. He didn't come pursuing you for friendship. He didn't choose you
No,
as a
it was
friend.
like a spontaneous. So I guess
So he doesn't find you sexually
So
attractive.
that's what I'm saying. So there are friendships like that. So if you came into my life and you found him as a threat, he's not.
But the point is, no man will come into your life and find that guy a threat, because he is not your bestie.
Okay. I
He's
see what
not
you mean.
somebody that you pick up the phone to discuss everything with.
No.
He doesn't call and check on you. Have you eaten? How was your day? That's not happening.
Not every day. Once a while. And then obviously if she hits the fan, obviously he'll be there.
Yeah, but so will your brother or
so that kind of friendship is fine then. I'm just trying for us to...
That's not bestie.
So that's not the kind of friendship we're talking about.
No, we're talking about your male bestie.
Do you think you would have done the feedback thing though?
No. No.
So I'm never going to get like objective feedback.
Were you asking that so that if I say yes, then you ask me to give you feedback?
Hell no. I met with someone, like if somebody close to you asked.
I think it depends on who it is and if I find her sexually attractive and if I'm single.
Okay.
Yeah.
But would you be able to give like objective feedback?
Yeah. I give objective feedback regardless.
Anyways, okay, that's good.
So
right.
that would not be a
Should we move on back onto the topic?
I thought we're still on the topic.
I'm just saying.
So no, I mean, I'm saying that, look, just for the simple fact that any male bestie of yours wants to sleep with you, just for that simple fact, I'm not interested in dating someone. On the other hand, would I be interested in having a female bestie? No.
You wouldn't.
You know what? Do you know why? Not because she would be my bestie, but because I would have to be hers.
I see.
That's the difficulty for me.
For you. I get it.
Because in order to be a woman's bestie, you have to be emotionally available to her. But somehow not sexually involved.
Talking about that, that's the thing. So I was in a relationship where, my person had a female bestie. And I think that's the thing that hurts the most is that he would be so emotionally available to her that he would be tired by the time I needed him. So I didn't think that was fair because I think men have a limited amount of emotional availability. And even till this day, I get upset when the person that I'm with, who I know has a limited amount of emotional availability, expends that on either their exes or their best friends or whatever. And so then when I need you first, and the thing is, when a man is emotionally exhausted from other things, the slightest thing that comes from you is like a huge...
Set him off, yeah.
And it's really painful, and then you try and have the conversation with him. And most men are not emotionally aware. So they have no idea what you're talking about. It's like, oh, you're just, doing again. But as a woman, that you have exhausted yourself emotionally dealing with other people, therefore you cannot be here for me. I think for me in the bestie equation, that's also why it's such a deal breaker.
Yeah, it does feed into what I was saying, because there will be requirements, right, that I would have to meet in order to qualify as your bestie.
Yeah. Also, do you think that... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go on.
Also, do you think that maybe that's why men being friends or still having a certain sort of emotional connection with their exes is a problem? Also because of the same...
It's even more of a problem for a woman to have an emotional connection with her ex. Exes, like having emotional connections with someone apart from the person you are with, is a problem.
It's a problem, yeah.
It's an issue. For the same reasons we've been discussing. I mean, the thing I was going to say about when a man is required to be a woman's best friend is that, look, it's a job. It's a full-time job. Okay? So the question is, why am I doing it? I'm doing it for what? Because look, do you know that friendship is not a need?
I didn't know that.
It's not. It's not a need. No one wakes up in the morning, unless you are completely alone in this world, right? That's the exception. If you have no friends, then yes, it's a need. But those who are living their regular lives, they don't wake up in the morning and think to themselves, my friendship quota is low.
No.
Like I have only 3 friends.
So then, yeah.
I need to top up
no.
friendship. Like, another thing, every time a man meets you and goes like, I would like us to be friends, he's proposing that we be friends. Obwa. I mean, that's a proposal that doesn't arise.
I would like us to be friends.
No, friendship happens organically through situations, right? You and I are friends because we worked at the same place.
Yeah.
We woke up in the morning, came to work at the same time, talked about things that mattered until we became friends.
Because we're probably the most misunderstood.
of the whole world.
So it's like the
Aha,
connection
so
is in the misunderstanding.
precisely,
Yeah.
but it was the situation that made us friends. It wasn't. You didn't wake up in the morning and think to yourself, Jackson, has he met the friendship quotient? You get it. So friendship is not a need.
And also, we don't talk every day.
Precisely.
Like, it's as and when as the need arises. So I don't think anybody would find either of us a threat.
Because you are not my bestie. I'm not your bestie.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that in these bestie situations, it becomes a requirement. It becomes a job with a job description. And there are things you are supposed to do. If you don't do them, you breached the contract.
Emotional conversation.
What is that?
I don't know.
You see, so it is a complete distraction from whatever real relationship you are trying to pursue. It is never helpful.
Yeah.
Never helpful. And if you are a single guy with a bestie, female bestie, epidism. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. That's really why you have this female bestie. So the minute you get yourself a girlfriend, you need to end that. Yeah. Because she's only there because you find her attractive.
You find her attractive.
Yeah.
So I think we agree on the fact that the whole opposite sex bestie thing is not a great idea.
But then again, the question is, should you automatically give up?
I was just scared.
Right, your bestie, because let's say something you started off while you were single, and then someone comes into your life, should it be your automatic thing that you just end it, or should you check? Maybe your new partner is okay with it, in which case you can. You know,
I like men who have sense.
Who doesn't?
So, you'll be surprised. So there are some questions that when you come and ask me, in my mind, it's like I can't. Like the fact that you are asking me that question. One, it means that you want me to be responsible for the decision. It means that one day you're probably going to say that I said you should, but you don't have the sense. You should be able to sit down and judge and say that, okay, I like this woman. I think I can build something with her. This relationship will interfere with me being able to give it my best. And another thing, Kojo, is that this is off a bit, but the thing about relationships is that relationships don't just work. The fact that we love each other doesn't mean that it will work. It requires work. It requires intent. It requires intentionality. It requires a certain focus. Like great relationship, great marriages, they don't just happen. You know, so when you meet someone you really like, you have to be able to know what it takes. I see the potential that we have, but this is what it will take to bring that out. It's going to take me creating a safe space, me giving you the security that I don't need you to be jealous about things that you don't need to be jealous about. So I will not create situations where I realized, because as I've gotten older, and I said this last night to somebody that was very close to that, I don't like unnecessary drama. Like, there's drama, that it is here, there's no emphasis, there is no point. And one of those things is having like female besties and exes all up in your, there's no benefit to it. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of energy, it's a waste of life, it's a waste of everything. So if you're the kind of person who you don't see that, then for me it's good, because then I see the kind of person that you are.
I'll tell you what, I think it's a big red flag if you find yourself in a debate with your potential partner about whether or not they need to be adjusting their relationships with people of the opposite sex to make you comfortable. Because it ought to be an automatic need they want to fulfill for you anyway. He must want you to be comfortable.
Yes.
If he doesn't, that's a red flag.
That's a red flag.
Same to feel secure. If she doesn't, it's a red flag. So if she's now debating you, like trying to explain why, but this is my ex, dear, I have to be like...
Then, can I tell you a funny story before we finish? So this has become me of recently. I was fixing my tires on my car, and this guy comes, to sit by me, and he's trying to chit-chat, and I was irritated. And then he's like, oh, can I have your number? And I was like, no. I was like, can I give you my number? I was like, no, because if you text me, I will not respond. I'm not interested. I do that because, okay, I'm in a relationship and I respect the relationship. So what do I want your number for? I didn't meet you for business. I'm looking at you. There's no business I'm going to do with you. So like, what is the point? And obviously you're talking to me because you like me or you want something. And I think we have to be adults enough to be able to cut things off, like from the very, so I'm not going to take your number and be chatting with you and then say, oh, I have a boyfriend.
Do you women sometimes think that men approach you but don't want sex? Like they approach you because they are friendly people?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think most men who approach me, you want something.
But you hear women all the time, right?
Unless you're approaching me for a business reason.
No, I'm talking about a man approaching you
Randomly.
in a social setting.
Oh, I mean, these days I get annoyed, cry.
No, but you get that if a man approaches you in a social
Like, oh,
setting.
hello, and this happen. I watch you see, it's funny though, because sometimes I meet people like in church. I met this guy. I was like, oh, I watch you and Kojo and and I'm looking at him. I'm like, okay, I'm being nice because it's the podcast. So sometimes because of what we do.
Yeah, for me,
people
I'll even put that in business. Right?
But the general,
social.
oh, hello, can I? No. I mean, of course you want to bone me.
Opedozu. All right then. Thanks for watching.
Say 1, 2.